just untangle the hair. It truly shaped me to be the person I am today. Like, I was livid. Pretty frequently, and my baby seated in it, and I'm behind it. I guess it will be good. Welcome to tonight's super relaxing ASMR session. Hope you enjoy these tingles. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Our father's been taking her to swim pretty frequently, and I has been collecting everything that's there. The only thing that I hasn't come home with is pebbles, because it's a pebble lake, but I guess they're too heavy to stick in her afro. So yeah, anyways, this is me attempting to comb out stuff from her hair. She's fast asleep. I'm trying my level best also not to wake her up. I thought I'd be able to do braids on her, but that's a myth. It's not gonna happen today. Maybe tomorrow. Or I can start today and then do some more tomorrow. Maybe. But braids always harder. She'll keep tossing and turning. So for now, just untangle the hair. I'm due for my nails appointment in the next few days. So please excuse how raggedy my nails look. Actually, I forgot just how painful it is for them to grow. Because it's super painful when I'm trying to do something and then it bends. And it's like almost taking it out. Like today, I've had that happen to this one and it's such excruciating pain. So this fall, our baby's gonna start attending Montessori classes, drawing, singing, and stuff that little babies do in Montessori. The good thing is that I'm gonna be there. Since she's gonna be homeschooled, I don't want to leave her anywhere whatsoever. If she's gonna go somewhere, she's gonna go with me or her father. I actually need to trim her hair since we've never cut it since she was born. So yeah, we're excited about starting the Montessori, and I guess it will be good, a good foundation for her since she's gonna have Montessori at home too. Earlier in the day, I went to meet my friend for coffee in the Central, and as usual, since I don't drive, I took the tram. There's a blanket I'm seated right now, and the machine is right here on my right. So as I'm seated down, they are all facing the machine. And my baby and I were just sitting quietly, minding our business. I wasn't even looking at them, but I could hear what they're solving because I hear the language, obviously. So she tries to help them. There are two ladies buy the tickets, and then she buys a ticket. Now as all that is going on, the tram is moving, of course. So after she buys a ticket, she turns and faces me because her back was facing me like this the whole time as they're buying tickets. After she's done, she turns and faces me like this, looks at me and my child, and then she touches her backpack and zips it. Since I wasn't looking at her, but I could see her from the corner of my eye, I thought maybe she's putting the tickets inside the bag. But no, she touched the farthest end of the bag where it was close to me, and she opened it, looked inside and zipped it. And in my mind I was like, oh, the check your pockets trick. Whenever people are near me and they don't see me, then they look at me and see me, they start touching their pockets here in this town, and sometimes in Prague too, the capital. They start touching their pockets to see if I've pickpocketed them or taken something. It's not like I'm, misjudging her. This happens, as I said, pretty frequently. And yeah, I remember once in a supermarket. It's called Lidl. It's a chain of supermarkets around Europe. It's pretty common. These two ladies, I think they were from Ukraine, I'm not so sure, but they spoke Ukrainian. You can't say someone is from a country if they speak the language these days. Maybe they're not from there. But yeah, they spoke Ukrainian, and we were in Lidl. They were in the aisle of cheese, and I buy cheese quite often for my husband. So the two ladies were checking the down shelves. And yeah, my cat was towards them, and I was behind my cat. So I waited because I didn't want to circle back and, the entire supermarket, since from there it's just a long aisle of like frozen stuff. Then I had to go around. I didn't want to do that, so I decided to just wait. Remember, I'm not close to them. My cat is close to them, the metal cat, and my baby is seated in it, and I'm behind it. So I wait, and they're discussing and looking at the thing and reading. So I wait for more than 30 seconds, like 50 seconds, almost a minute. When they are finally done, they rise up. The moment one of the ladies who was closest to my cat saw me, the moment she rises up, she looks at me top to bottom, and in a panic she gets a bag from here. Because when you're bending, sometimes you don't want your bag to fall, so you put it on your back, right? She quickly picks the bag after looking at me, opens it, checks inside, looks at me again, and keeps the bag in front, and then they continue walking. And they're older ladies, like in their 40s. Guys, I was incensed. Like, I was livid. I didn't even have the mood to buy the cheese, but I bought it anyway, grabbed it, threw it in my shopping cart, and followed them that entire supermarket. I followed them, thinking of what to say, thinking of what to insult them, because I was so angry that she would do that. Anyway, I bought what I wanted, and then I went outside, stood outside and waited for them to come out, because I knew they were still in, since I'd been following them. As they stepped out of the sliding glass doors of the supermarket, I had prepared the most hurtful on Google Translate choose for you. It's really so crazy living in some parts of Europe. It's so weird that most of the people who behave like that, looking at them, I probably have more money than them in my pocket and in assets. I'm sorry to say that it sounds so pompous, but yeah, I wish they would listen to this. It's really so weird. You know what? I'm not sorry for saying it. If they watch this and they had me, yeah, maybe, probably I do. I once talked to someone who wasn't from this country, that was from another European country, and they told me that people here who behave like that are sub-educated. And I was like, sub-educated? I laughed for nearly 5 minutes. Sub-educated. Later on, after that encounter, I went to Google what sub-educated means. And it means people who like to be dominated through studies. And I was like, what a weird thing to say. But yeah, he was from Croatia. I met this guy with his family at a party, and he said that yeah, most people behave like that, especially in small towns. They've probably never left the country, or if they have, they've gone to Egypt only. That's like the #1 tourist hotspot for people from the country I reside in. Yeah, they go to Egypt and they think the entire Africa looks like that. And they're so closed-minded, and they basically treat anyone who's darker skinned than them as a thief. They cannot imagine that you probably live a better life than them. And if you do and they find out, they hate you even more, you know. So it's really crazy. Yeah, I just remembered this story and I thought to tell it to you guys. It's wild. Yeah. So the one thing that I didn't know when I moved here, was just how racist the people are. It's crazy. Reasons why we choose to homeschool our baby, and one of the major reasons, one of them that is the fact that we don't want our child integrating with kids from homes of people who are racist. Because if you are racist to me and you behave like that in a tram or in a supermarket, why should I trust that your parenting is any different? I know I can only say that for so long, and when she's older she might want to, but she'll have already had a good foundation from home, you know. By the time she's at the age where she has serious friends, I always question myself, what conversations do these people have home regarding people of color, you know? What kind of conversations when you're watching TV and you see a person of color, what do you say, you know? Even if they're being portrayed in a good light, if they're being portrayed in a a lighter note, I'm looking forward to. Anyway, on a lighter note, my baby has started calling me Sheila. We had guests the other day, 3 days ago. We had my mother-in-law. She brought her friends to visit. And as usual, we went to the lake. Yeah, and after the lake, we came here. We had dinner. We chatted until like 11 in the night. Then they left. And they were calling me Sheila. Sheila this, Sheila that. And my baby now calls me Mommy Sheila. Mommy Sheila. She's somebody new calling me. You know the way you have to get used to hearing your name from a new person, like when you go to a new job. I remember when I was a corporate girlie working in an office in Prague. My boss used to call me Sheila, and I really enjoyed my time working there. Like I was there for 3.5 years. I got the job a couple of months after I arrived in this country, and I absolutely loved it. It really shaped me to be the person I am today in so many ways. My work ethic and everything. So yeah, grateful to my friend Ruth for she put in a good word for me. You know, emailed the boss my CV and stuff. So I'm forever grateful to her and to the boss and to the whole company really for having me. Yeah, and I made a lot of money there. So yeah, I bought actually this bed that we are sitting on. With my salary, I fixed my teeth. I got Invisalign with my salary. So yeah, every time I smile, I think of them. I said on a lighter note. Actually, pregnancy did mess up my teeth a little bit. Like my teeth started shaking around when I was 5 months pregnant. So at the time when I went to the orthodontist, she told me that I could get another Invisalign for the down teeth, but then it should be hectic and painful since I was like 5 to 6 months pregnant. She was like, I don't want to put you through that, so for now just change the retainer, because I had one already in my teeth. And yeah, after that I was supposed to go and get the retainer removed and then get Invisalign, but then being a new mom and stuff, yeah, life just happened and it never happened. So I'm thinking probably next year I'll go and get maybe Invisalign or just what do they call them, the teeth aligners. Yeah, probably go and get them done next year. This year I have so much on my plate, like literally every single month I have something that's happening that I'm supposed to be doing, that's supposed to be occupying my calendar. Trying to comb out tangles and blankets. She always has so much of that. Now it's gonna be super fluffy whenever I comb out our girls to remove blankets. Her hair is super fluffy, like it's so big. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that in the Montessori that my baby will be attending in the fall, I will be present. Parents are allowed to be present, so I will be there with my baby, mainly keeping an eye that no one is mean to her. I'm always watching my baby like a hawk, even at the playground. Earlier this morning, as I said, I went to grab some coffee and catch up with a friend, and the place we went is really like a park. The coffee shop is surrounded by a playground for kids, and my baby always enjoys playing there, going to the going to rub them on the back and ask them if they're okay. We've raised her with so much gentleness and softness and love. I don't want anyone toughening up my kid, I mean, the world is tough enough. At home, she should get softness, love, and kindness. And that's what she exudes at her age. I mean, people can, when we were going to the kindergarten that I would take her to play, the indoor kindergarten, I would be allowed to be there. All the kids that now would push her, like 3 years old, would push her, grab toys from her hands, and she would gladly give them. And then the kid would be running away to hide after doing that and fall. And she would come running and caress him. One kid was very naughty. Be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, are you okay? Can I help you?" We should be speaking in the language of you. I should be saying, "Pomods, can I help you?" And one time one lady was watching and asking, "Your baby is just so gentle, such a soft girl. She's just so nice." She kept on telling me she's just so kind, a kind little girl you're raising. Because even with people who are mean to her, even when other kids are mean to her, she still exudes that kindness that we raise her in. So yeah, I'm not putting her in any kind of setting that will need to toughen her up. For what? Like, my belief and my husband's belief, we believe that kids shouldn't have to be tough, when they're older, like in their teenage years, they can be tough. We can teach them, to be tough, but not at a young age. Not if it's needed. Her dad will toughen us one way or the other in the softest way possible, and that's much later in life, not now. So she doesn't need to feel the weight of the world on her shoulders because of her skin color. And I know, since I live in this country, they basically call people of color black person. They don't refer to you by your name because they don't even know my name. Literally, I've lived in the same building with the same people for close to 7 years now, and I can tell you that none of them has ever stopped me to ask me, "What's your name? Where are you from?" Nothing. It's so crazy. And I'm sure they call me that black girl with a black baby because I've heard them when they didn't think I could hear them say, "The black girl just came in. We plan to join her in activities." But I'll be there. If it's tennis, I'll sit in every one of them classes. I'll practice. I'm so sorry, guys. It just makes me angry sometimes and I need to vent. Like, I don't think it's alright for people to behave that way. Like, at all. Yeah, so anyway, guys, I will let my baby sleep. I'm trying to do this as gentle as possible and take out all the blankets I see, but there's just too many. So I'll end the session here, and probably tomorrow I will braid her hair. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'll see if I'll have any energy left in me to braid her hair. Just wake up, go to church and stuff. I'll come back late. I have to finish editing the first draft, the second draft. My husband will do tonight the first draft. So yeah,